What do Walker Kessler, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, Elvin Hayes, and Dikembe Mutombo all have in common? That's next, and it's Postcast.
You are Locked On Jazz, your daily podcast on the Utah Jazz. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
David Locke along with Ron Boone, Utah Jazz radio team after the Jazz fall to the Raptors 118-109. We'll take two of this show, by the way, for those who are aware of that. It is we'll get to our reliability pluses. We will get you the breakdown of this one. We'll talk about where the Jazz fell behind early and they never led in this game as the Raptors went wire to wire. And we will also talk about and lead it off with Walker Kessler's historic night. Walker Kessler tonight finishes with 18 points, 25 rebounds, 13 of them on the offensive glass, 8 block shots. 25 rebounds and 8 block shots are career highs for Walker Kessler, and the names that I mentioned to start the show are the only other people in the history of the NBA to ever have games with 18 points, 25 rebounds, and 8 block shots in a ball game. Again, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did it in 1975 when the Lakers played Detroit. He had 27 points, 34 rebounds, and 8 block shots. Hakeem Olajuwon did it in 1989, he had 32 points, 25 rebounds, and 10 block shots. Shaq in 1993, when Orlando played New Jersey, had 24 points, 28 rebounds, and 15 block shots. Elvin Hayes put this down in 1978 when the Washington then Bullets beat Detroit. 22 points, 27 rebounds, and 11 block shots in Dikembe Mutombo in 94 against the Lakers in overtime. 19 points, 26 rebounds, 9 block shots. Walker's actually the first person to ever lose a game while putting all those numbers together. What did you see out of Walker tonight, Ron?
I saw very aggressive, but very impressed with his second effort after rebounds. Some of them he tapped to himself, which means, well, you're just getting the rebound there, but got to be very impressive. And the fact that he just didn't get them on the defensive end, awfully hard to get 25 rebounds and you're only getting defensive rebounds. You got to get some on the offensive glass there as well.
He does it. He did it early. Second quarter, he was particularly dominant. He does do it against lesser guys. They started Orlando Robinson, and then they had their backup center was a kid who made his first NBA game for the play. He played for the G League team in Florida last year and things of that nature. It to me, that's just a statement. Well, one, my joke is if Walker played in the G League, he'd be really good. And two, I mean, this just shows you how far along Walker's come, that he now faces an inferior opponent and he just dominates them.
I think, and the fact that it's what we're expecting now, which makes him come a long ways, because we didn't expect this last year. And definitely probably didn't expect it maybe at the beginning of the year. But his game is vastly improving on the not only on the rebounding, but on the offensive end of the floor there as well. You notice a lot of his putbacks, a lot of his shots are with his left hand now, and not so much with his right hand. But that's where his game is going.
And the 8 block shots, pretty impressive tonight. Walker really just a mammoth night, and he has been unquestionably the story of the season.
He has been, and he's been a player that he's on everyone's scouting report. Now, everybody he plays, he's a part of the scouting report. We're going to run this type of offense. It takes Walker Kessler away from the basket, anything like that, where you're in the scouting report and they're trying to do something different to keep you from being effective, then you'd make some improvements.
All right. The game swings. Actually, let me go to one of the really interesting thing. Kyle Filipowski has just been playing so well offensively since February 1st. Tonight's another night of that. 17 points, 7 of 10 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3. And so we saw Will Hardy try to play Kyle Filipowski and Walker Kessler together. Did you have any thoughts on that?
Yes and no. And I'd say yes with the talent that they were playing. And hopefully we'll get a chance to see it when the talent level is a little bit bigger, higher.
Okay. On the talent level issue, the Raptors tonight, there's two ways to look at this. The Raptors tonight played G Leaguer AJ Lawson, G Leaguer at times this year, Kobe Walter, G Leaguer Colin Castleton, G Leaguer Jamal Shed, G Leaguer Jamison Battle, G Leaguer Jared Roden tonight. And the Jazz played Bryce Sensabaugh, who has not proven himself. KJ Martin, who has been released and required in a trade 2 different times. Walker was dominant. Colin was really good. Collier, who's not established. Kyle's not established. Johnny was not totally established. Keontae's still trying to figure it out. Micah and Cody Williams. So, it's not like our group was, eons better.
Yes.
However, should the Jazz players have played better against a team that is so G League laden?
I believe so. Probably should have had a little better outing. And I'm stuttering with this a little bit because the Jazz G Leaguers are not, they didn't, Cody and Michael Potter is the only one that's going back and forth for the most part. And I'm not sure about the Raptors.
Okay. The ball pressure of the Raptors dictated this game. That's how they took the lead and that they never relinquished it. What was so difficult for the Jazz to deal with that ball pressure? We saw it. We watched them the other night for a half, and we were actually super impressed by everything they do. The stunning one on the Raptors, if you watch them, they look fabulous, and then you look at their numbers, and they're not fabulous. It may be due to injuries and other things. But
they just didn't shoot. They didn't shoot the basketball well. Their defense is probably what makes them look a little bit better than what they really are. I mean, they flat out get after you. They pick you up higher. That means you're starting your offense a lot higher out there on the floor. It should be spacing. But with spacing, you should be able to break the defense down now, the draw and kick. Remember, the shoot-around report was to break the defense down with the draw and kick, and you should get some three-point looks or something like that. But the defense, the scouting report was also is that they pack it in to the point where you cannot get to the basket, and it gave some Jazz some problems.
Isaiah Collier's been fabulous. Great vision, super energy, tenacity. You're going to have a hard time finding a guard in the NBA who plays 30 minutes and takes 1 3 anymore.
Yeah, and I know that you're going to. That's true, but
I'll just
we
say
just hope consistently
consistently
it doesn't happen.
Right. What I'm concerned about, I'll give the specific examples, is there are times when the ball's getting kicked out. He's open for 3. When he rotates it, it actually stymies everything because he's now because by definition, if he's open, when he rotates the ball, the chances are he's now rotating it to a guarded man.
Which means he's not ready to shoot when the ball's
he doesn't want, right. He's got it. Like, I'd rather have him go 0 for 8 than 0 for 1.
Yeah.
Is that fair? You understand the concept, right?
You can't pass up shots. You shouldn't pass up shots. And I'm sure Will is telling him to not pass up shots like that, especially when you're open, because it does not help your offense when you do that. I mean, you got to feel like you're going to make them, right? So
Cody Williams had at least some hit 2 of 6 from 3, had 10 points, so he's just continues to get 21 minutes experience, getting time out there. Jazz really just couldn't handle the pressure. They had 25 turnovers tonight, threw the ball kind of all over the place. Raptors only had 10. Raptors took 20 more shots than they did tonight, which was the difference in a lot of ways. All right, reliability plus. If we were the Heat show, and let me ask you this way: if we were the Heat show and we did cookie credits, would you give all 10 to Walker?
I'm giving my thing tonight is I'm giving Walter Kessler 2 reliability.
Oh, he's getting 2 reliability
pluses. 2, and Kyle's getting 1.
A new twist on the reliability plus. What happens if Lacey's spreadsheet cannot handle that?
She'll figure it out.
I don't know. So let me go back to the question I asked you. You were very creative there. I give you tons credit. If you had 10 cookie credits to give out, would you give 9 and 1, 10 and 0, 8 and 2? What would have you done?
No, if I had to give out cookies, can you give up half cookies?
Yeah, sure.
Well, then I would probably give out some half a cookie somewhere. But
other people other than Kyle and Walker?
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe.
Okay. Half a cookie. Intermittent fasting, half cookies, $33 oatmeal at the hotel or more.
Tax is very high up here.
You're really bothered by this, aren't you?
I really am.
They're so nice here. They're such wonderful people. I love it here.
What about
Curtis? He's great.
Is he great?
He's
okay.
like all of them. I used to live. There's Curtis.
There's Curtis.
I used to live in a small suburb outside of Canada, and I miss it.
On the other side of the border, though.
Yeah, Seattle. Okay, thank you all for having us here. Lacey's out on the $33 oatmeal. It wasn't $33. It was probably more, just to let you know. See ya. Have a nice night, everyone.